What else in the way of real estate excited you, maybe coming out of the class?
I really like meeting new people, so I thought it was a good way for me to meet more people with different backgrounds, different, life experiences, like all that. So I thought that might be fun. I like the idea of helping people, through an exciting process, like, buying or selling a home. It's a big life decision. It's a big choice. And I think I just think back on like my parents when they bought their homes, how excited they were, and that the fresh new start. I would like to be a part of that for someone else.
In a market defined by uncertainty, where every second counts, one opportunity can change everything. Are you ready to make your move? The time is now! Welcome to the Dream is Real podcast.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Dream is Real podcast. This is the place if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or advance your career in New York real estate. Before we get started, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Don't want you to miss an episode as we bring you great content. Today's no different, and an exciting day because you get to meet one of the newest agents here at Dream Select Realty, Peyton Buonaiuto.
Yeah.
I said that correct, right?
Yeah.
I'm Italian. I should be able to do that. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you are here. So let's learn a little bit about you. You're a brand new agent, right? And brand new to Dream Select and brand new to the industry.
Yeah, I'm very new. What do you want to know?
Sure. So let's talk about maybe some of your experience coming in.
Well, to Dream Select?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually, with LeVar's wife, I worked at a barn that she was a boarder at.
Oh, cool.
And we kind of became friends, and recently I was looking for a new brokerage, and I reached out to her, and she was like, come here, we do great, we help our agents. It's a really nice environment. And I was like, all right, I'll just give it a shot. And like the next day I came in and it was just, wow, I'm here. It was very quick, but so far, really excited. I really love it. It was nothing like crazy. It was just, I reached out. She said,
Awesome.
come here.
So you are coming from the, would it be the equestrian industry? Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, equestrian.
I love horses, but I don't know much about the industry.
The horse world, equestrian. Yeah, I've worked with horses for a long time. I've been riding since I was 11.
Okay.
So been there a while. This is different. This is new. So yeah, she's in the equestrian industry too, I guess, and pulled me over here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you've been riding since you were 11, and in that industry, exactly in what capacity? Because I know there's probably a lot that you can do.
Yeah, there's a ton. Initially, I was just a lesson student. I would go in, I'd ride for a half-hour lesson, and I was jumping horses. I did like a competitive show team for a while. That was really fun. And then I kind of switched over to like Western riding, so barrel racing, stuff like that.
What do you mean a show team? Like
like
dressage, things like that?
Jumping.
Oh, the jumping.
Yeah, so, their competitions, they call them shows. So we had like a little team, and we would all go to shows, and they'd give you a horse, and you'd have to do a little jumping course with it, and then you get first, second, third, you get placed, and it was a really fun experience. It was really fun.
Is that based on time?
It's based on how well you jump.
And how well you
jump.
Or how well the horse jumps.
I'm not
really.
a judge.
Oh, got it.
I don't really know what they base it on.
So it's actually more technique than it is time around the course?
With show jumping, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Barrel racing, stuff like that is more time.
Got it.
Time.
How long did it take to learn that?
Oh, I mean, when I was younger, it was a lot quicker. So I think I was riding for like a month or two, and then I started jumping. I had no fear, was just like, all right, let's go right over the jumps. Now I'm a little nervous to jump. I don't know. It's just,
Isn't that funny how that is, right? You're a kid, and you really don't
Yeah,
have
no
any
fear.
fear. And then adults, we get hit with a lot of different things, and we
Yeah.
start to, we start to develop
Yeah.
fears. Now, speaking of which, I hope you've never done anything like this before, right?
No, I haven't. I had to keep telling myself I'm not anxious. I'm excited.
Okay, I like that. I
I'm
like
not
that.
anxious. I'm excited.
Hey, anybody taking notes? That's kind of Success Principles 101, right?
yeah.
Is you dictate,
Yeah.
the feeling, right?
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. We're big on mission over mood here,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, a lot of times this environment will make people nervous, but you don't seem that way at all. So that's great.
I'm getting more comfortable.
Yeah, cool. Well, this won't be hard to do. But I do want to learn more about maybe why real estate, right? Because it's two very maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's two. To me, it seems like two very different industries. So why real estate?
So I mean, I don't really know what initially sparked my interest. I kind of liked the idea of the freedom I think real estate gave, so I could do real estate, but then also spend a lot of time at the barn. Initially, I kind of just wanted to try something different, learn something new, and I found that I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the real estate class, and I was super excited about it, and then the more I looked into it, the more things appealed to me, and I was like, oh, I can do this. This is something that I think I would thrive in. I did, when I was younger, my parents got divorced, and when they were looking for houses, they used to take me along, and I used to be really nosy. Like, I wanted to see what was in every single room, like everything about the house. And my dad, he was really big on like architecture. And so he would like point out things and, all the like little hidden gems of a home. And then he started talking about how he wanted to flip these kind of homes and started, going down that route. And I thought that was super cool because I was like a 9-year-old kid. My dad was the coolest person ever. I was like, I'm going to flip homes one day. I'm going to do all that. So it's still kind of a dream of mine to do a little bit of like house flipping. So I think it started young. I just didn't I didn't put it together. Like, I wasn't like, this is going to be real estate. It was just kind of.
So that's very cool. So your parents really kind of planted those seeds,
Yeah.
and now a few years later, you are here. You are ready to embark on your career. And I like the way that you put how every house has its own hidden gems and its own uniqueness.
Yeah.
It is exciting to get into a new home and then to see, honestly, to see the eyes of somebody who walks in and says, "Wow, yeah, this is the home that I want." So let's go, because a big part of our audience is leaning in often to what's it like to be a real estate agent. Now, I'm not going to ask you those questions because we're just getting rolling, but the process of becoming an agent and going through the class. You say you enjoyed the class. What did you enjoy about it?
I think it was all new to me. It was all new, and it was different, but the class that I took online, I mean, I guess professors that were teaching it, they were really into it. So they were really excited about it, which got me excited about it. But it wasn't like, I don't want to say it wasn't rocket science, but it was easier for me to understand than like a ton of science stuff. So I was like, oh, I really like this. I'm understanding it. It wasn't terribly hard. It was, not easy, but it was very enjoyable. I don't know.
Yeah, a real estate transaction is complex, but a lot of it, especially what you learn in the class, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
There are some memory aspects.
Yeah,
to
that
it.
stuff was hard, but.
Yeah. But you're right. You get the right class, and now you can do it online. I remember when I first had started, I did the self, and as somebody who is, busy outside of going at the pace. But did you end up going during the days, or did you do the night class over?
Oh, mine was all online, so it was all self-paced.
Oh, you did the self-paced?
Yeah, I did self-paced. But it was like every slide was like a professor talking. So it was like a video.
Oh,
so,
all right. I misunderstood because
there
are classes that you can take that are on Zoom.
Oh.
But
I probably would have enjoyed that better. I actually...
Where there's like, 50 people on there
Yeah.
and then one, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it online. I did it mostly at night because I was working during the day. And it was kind of like a night ritual. I'd sit down, I'd do class, and I would, kind of get tired by the end of it and then go to bed. But yeah, it was good. I did go right through. The test, the final exam was a little difficult. The state exam was not difficult. So it was like...
Really?
Yeah.
Normally, it's the feedback that you get, and honestly, if somebody asked me, I'd say the same thing. I feel like the class test was easier, but again, it could be driven by the school.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you walk away from the state test and you're like, I don't know if I studied that. But so just two bit of kudos right now, if you don't mind. I want to give you some kudos. One, I love the way that you said, how I just told myself I'm not nervous, I'm not anxious, I'm excited, right? So being able to guide that. And then the self-taught part of the class, that shows initiative, independence. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. No one in my family thought I'd finish it.
Okay.
Because I struggled with college because I didn't enjoy college. I didn't have any classes that I liked. So they were always like, she's going to start something and not finish it. And when I finished it, like very fast, they were all like, what?
Yeah.
You finished? I was like, yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I didn't like college. This is what I enjoyed. So I would recommend it. I keep telling my mom to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Mom, you could do it.
And that's the nice thing you hit on is some of the freedoms that you have. I mean, there's a lot of work, but it's very, very rewarding. So you touched on a couple things. One, wanting to maybe get real estate of your own and flip that. Where do you have any ideas of what you would like, where or how you would go about it? You think you would want to get on the rental side of things, or?
I haven't thought too deeply about it. I would probably do rental, do a rental, but I like looking at really broken down homes or like abandoned stuff and thinking like, oh, how can we make this really pretty?
Right.
So I think it's just like the designing, making it nice that excites me. I don't really know what to do with it after.
Okay. Well,
I'll figure that out later, but yeah, that's...
I mean, that's fix and flip all over, right? All over.
My dad, he just did his first one. He got property in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And he built like a container home from the ground. He has like 2 containers. They don't look like containers. They look really cute. But he rents one of them out. He just finished it. So I'm like, you're doing it. Now it's my turn.
Well, that's exciting. Well,
got one.
Yeah, you would have it. I tell you, as soon as we get done here, have him sign a buyer's agreement.
Yeah.
Let's get started on number 2.
I know. I'm trying to convince him.
Very, very cool. So where do you see real estate taking you in the way of your own personal goals?
My own personal goals.
Outside of what we just discussed.
I mean,
you want to stay on the equestrian side, and do you feel like they can help fuel that?
That's kind of how I envisioned it in my head. Was I would love real estate to help fund or fuel farm life, anything out, all my other hobbies and passions, and I would love my own farm and all that. But I do also love real estate, so it's like I want to do both. But it would be nice if it could help jumpstart that or get me a horse of my own, stuff like that.
Sure. So a couple years down the road, you're selling houses and helping people, and being able to again provide for you and for your future. That is certainly what it's all about. So, what else in the way of real estate excited you? Maybe coming out of the class.
I really like meeting new people, so I thought it was a good way for me to meet more people with different backgrounds, different, life experiences, like all that. So I thought that might be fun. I like the idea of helping people, through an exciting process, like, buying or selling a home. It's a big life decision. It's a big choice. And I think I just think back on like my parents when they bought their their homes, how excited they were, and that the fresh new start. I would like to be a part of that for someone else.
What was that like? Again, a big part of our audience too is probably on the first time home buyer, hopeful, wishful list, right? That's part of what we do here. The dream is real, right?
Yeah.
Want to let people know, because a lot of the messaging out there is that somehow the dream of home ownership is, now I'm not going to say that there aren't things that make it a little more difficult maybe now than it was for generations before. But it is possible. So what you as a child in a family that got to purchase new homes, what was that like for your parents? What was that like for you?
Oh, it was very exciting. It was so exciting. I remember my mom taking us to see our house. We moved to Rocky Point, and we just drove outside because there was no one home. So we had driven out front, and she was like, "Look at how cute this is." And it was really cute. It was like it almost looked like a little grandma house, but it was for my mom, and I'm one of 6 girls. So it was just going to be all girls living in this cute little grandma house. And so that was super exciting. And I remember walking around for the first time and picking out our rooms, and it was just like all new and all exciting. It was like a new chapter. And then the same thing for my dad. I remember we moved to Brightwaters, and we were walking around the house, and it was interesting. It was definitely not the way it looks now, but it was still really cute, and my dad saw so much potential in it. And so he was like, I need this one. And he said, just look at the backyard. And so we all ran into the backyard, and I remember like running through the backyard all excited. And again, it was just like, wait, this is new. This is exciting. We're by the beach. It was like 2 different new chapters, but at the same time. And I just remember being very excited.
Were you able to envision what life would be like there? Was that part of the excitement for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a big part of the excitement.
So do you feel like anything from your past, maybe on the equestrian side, is going to transition over? I mean, I know, what traits from that previous life do you think transition over and be helpful to you here?
If I can deal with a 1,000-pound animal, I could deal with anything, is kind of how I think about it.
Yeah, because horses can be temperamental, right?
Very. They have a mind of their own.
Right. So, yeah, same thing about humans, too. I mean, humans can be.
Yeah. But there's a lot of lessons that you learn as an equestrian. I mean, everything you feel, the horse feels. So you learn how to control yourself, your emotions, in order to keep the horse good, if that makes any sense.
It does. And wait till you get into some transactions, you feel like you're in a rodeo.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, so.
No, there's just, not to discourage anybody, but certainly not to discourage you. But there are, I would have to imagine, riding a horse, you've got to be ready for the unexpected, right?
Oh yeah, all the time. You always have to, but you can't fear it. You just gotta, you ride, you enjoy it, and if something happens, you deal with it when it happens, but you don't anticipate it, like you learn to enjoy the ride. You just learn to enjoy everything. So it taught me a lot of grit, being around horses. It taught me everything, honestly. It taught me how to regulate myself, everything, and how to talk to people.
Just emotions?
Emotions, all of that. It taught me a lot. I've had to deal with so many different people in barns, and I feel that will help me in real estate.
That makes sense, right? Yeah. So if you working in that environment, you're not just talking to the horses all day, right?
No.
The horses have owners, and they probably come from all different types of backgrounds and have different needs and everything like that. So you feel like that translates over pretty well? Yeah,
you learn how to communicate with people. You learn how to mediate situations, because it's with anything. This is someone's pet at the end of the day, and some people like things a certain way. Some people don't care. You learn how to deal with people and do it in like a kind manner. You keep everything very peaceful and coexist. Stuff. It teaches you so much. I could go on all day.
and horses, they're beautiful animals.
Oh, I love them.
And they themselves have amazing personalities,
Oh,
and probably
yeah.
are all unique too, right?
Oh, I could watch them all day.
Right.
Oh, they're funny. They're hysterical. The more you watch them, the more you learn them. So you'll see like little tiny things, and you're like, oh, that one's making fun of me. Like little things, and it's. I'd say everyone should get on a horse.
Who do you have a favorite horse that you've ever worked with?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, she was a very good girl. First horse I ever jumped, and it was the first horse that I ever felt like I had a connection with. She would take me to a jump. You know, I'd be riding her. We'd go to the jump, and I just knew right away when she was going to go over it. Because sometimes when you're jumping, you might not be like in sync with the horse, and it just doesn't go over very well. And with her, it was like, no, I trusted her. I knew where we were going. I knew what we were doing. She took me around the ring and got me my first medal, my first place on her,
very cool.
stuff like that. But I was very young, and she got sold. She was just a lesson horse, so I was able to ride her. And then someone bought her, which I was so upset about. But it's okay. She lives a great life now. But yeah, as kids, we used to, at that particular barn, we would be hanging out all day together on the back of horses, and we'd like go backwards and all this stuff. And now as an adult, I'm like, I could have gotten really hurt with some of the stuff I was doing as a kid on these horses, but they were like little babies, and they just let us kids do whatever we wanted, and it was good. But yeah, she was my favorite.
What does it take to build trust with a 1,000-pound animal?
Oh, a lot.
A lot?
A lot of patience. A lot of patience. I did work with a pony that was terrified of people. He was very, I don't want to say aggressive. He was protective of himself. It took me about a year of not looking at him, not walking too close to him, for him to finally come up and let me pet him. So it takes a lot, and they don't forget things. So if you, like, if you do something to scare them or whatever, they might be a little fearful for a while. But it takes a while to build trust, patience, understanding. You know, they're prey animals, so they're scared first, think second. But once you do get their trust, it means everything. It really changes everything.
So what do you think it is about you and your personality and maybe your gifts and characteristics that made you successful in that space?
Oh, I don't know. I just loved them. I loved them, and I forced them to love me back. Yeah. I am very calm around the horses. I'm very calm. I don't know if I'm necessarily like special in the horse world. Everyone kind of is like really chill with the horses, and it's relaxing, but it was always a therapy to me.
Why should somebody who's watching this on Long Island, about to put their house on the market, why should they work with Peyton?
Well, I told myself from the time I started that no matter what, I want to give people the best experience. I want them to feel like they can trust me fully. Things are going to go smoothly. Well, as smooth as they can. You never know what happens, but I'll make it as easy and as pleasant as possible for whoever I work with. I want everyone to say they had a great experience with me. I want people to like me, you know. I want them to say, you know, down the road, if they ever need to work with me again, I want them to want to, you know. I want them to remember me. My grandmother, she talks about one realtor that she worked with, and she 20, 30 years ago, and she still talks about her because of how great she was. And it's like, I would like to be like that, you know, someone who people enjoy working with. That was the big thing.
Amazing answer. So if someone is out there and wants to work with you, how would they get in touch with you?
They can reach me at Peyton@dreamselectrealty.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you
I
for
look forward to
having me.
working with you. This
Me
is the start of
too.
something
I'm so
amazing.
excited.
And thank you very much for tuning in as well. This is the Dream is Real podcast. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you want to follow us, you can do so on Instagram and TikTok at Dream Select Realty. If you want to find us on X, it's at Dream Select Home. Want to be part of the program? Email us at hometeam@dreamselectrealty.com, and we will see you next time. Just remember, the dream is real.